As much as many owners love their Maine Coons, this breed isn't necessarily for everyone. While some people adore the Maine Coon's unique personality traits, they aren't necessarily a good fit for every owner. Have you heard about the amazing Maine Coon personality and are now dying to bring one home for yourself? Before you get carried away with yourself, it's best to slow down and do some more research before making such a big decision. That's why today's episode, we will share 13 reasons not to get a Maine Coon cat. Number 1. Maine Coons have a high prey drive. Maine Coons were launched into popularity for their ability to catch mice and other vermin. Even compared to other cat breeds, the Maine Coon is an expert at hunting. This can be a huge bonus for owners who want to keep mice and rats out of their garage. If you own other small pets, however, such as mice, ferrets, or birds, then the Maine Coon would probably be a disastrous pet choice. Even by keeping your animals separated at all times, accidents can happen, and the Maine Coon's hunting instincts might kick in and cause the death of a beloved pet. Number 2. Maine Coons need a lot of enrichment. One of the main reasons why Maine Coons end up being a poor choice of breed for certain owners is because they require a lot of enrichment. These intelligent cats can become bored by regular cat toys more easily and prefer activities that puzzle them and keep them thinking. If these cats don't get enough enrichment, their boredom can lead to destruction. Number 3. They get lonely easily. The Maine Coon is a highly sociable cat breed. These cats aren't known for being clingy or getting underfoot, but they do tend to follow their owners around from room to room. Most find this trait endearing, as they tend to give their owners space, but still like to spend time around them. If you spend long hours at work and prefer to spend your evenings going out with friends, however, you might want to choose a cat breed that is more independent. Number 4. They need to be groomed more than average. A hallmark of the Maine Coon breed is its long, thick fur that forms a characteristic mane like a lion. As eye-catching as the Maine Coon's fur might be, though, it can become quite a challenge for some owners to keep up with. Be prepared to brush your cat thoroughly 2 to 3 times a week, and even more if the weather is damp and wet, or it is the cat shedding season. This frequency might sound a bit much, but it is in fact vital since a Maine Coon cat's fur can quickly become matted and out of control. If this happens, your large cat will become stressed if it is unable to remove these knots. This breed's long fur can prove troublesome in some areas, particularly on its feet and backside. If your Maine Coon is prone to getting dirty or tangled in some areas, you might need to trim it to keep your Maine Coon clean and healthy. For many owners, the extra work of grooming a Maine Coon is well worth it for the breed's wonderful personality, but it can be a source of concern for some potential owners. Number 5. Purebred cats develop more health problems. Overall, the Maine Coon is considered a healthy and sturdy cat breed. However, purebred cats are still inherently more likely to deal with genetic problems than other cat breeds. Some disorders can be ruled out by genetic testing, and a responsible breeder will only breed cats that have tested negative for those disorders. Still, it's possible for a Maine Coon to develop a variety of conditions, including hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, spinal muscular atrophy, polycystic kidney disease, and hip dysplasia. These conditions are all rare, but if you're especially nervous about potential health problems, a regular domestic cat might be a better choice. Number 6. Maine Coon is expensive. Maine Coons often cost between $1,000 and $2,500, meaning they aren't exactly a good option for many potential cat owners. Cheaper Maine Coons on Craigslist or other sites might seem attractive at first, but they might end up costing you more in the long run. Firstly, many backyard breeders don't deworm or vaccinate their cats, causing an extra expense to you. Secondly, many sellers try to pass off mixed-breed Maine Coons as purebred. If you truly want a Maine Coon cat, your best option is to pay full price for an honest, registered breeder. Number 7. They need extra large cat towers. Maine Coons love to climb and explore, so a cat tree is a vital expense. Unfortunately, since Maine Coons are so large, a standard-sized cat tree simply won't work for them. You'll have to buy a larger, and therefore more expensive, cat tree to ensure your Maine Coon's needs are being met. Number 8. Bigger food bill. Maine Coons cannot grow healthily on cheap cat food. These kinds of cat foods use grains as filler calories because they're cheaper to produce. However, the Maine Coon is so large and active that they require high amounts of protein. This cat breed needs high-quality, high-protein foods to ensure proper health. Number 9. Space needs. The Maine Coon is much larger than other cat breeds, and as a result, they often need a lot more space. It's important for this cat to have space of its own where it feels safe and protected. Living in a small, cramped apartment with lots of people will cause the Maine Coon stress, especially if it doesn't have any space of its own to escape to. It's totally possible for a Maine Coon to live in an apartment, provided it is large enough that the cat is able to have its own space. Number 10. Maine Coons can be anxious. As the world's biggest domestic cat, you would assume these massive felines are full of confidence and self-assurance, putting smaller cat breeds in their place. However, many Maine Coons are surprisingly skittish and take a while to adapt to anything out of the ordinary. They can also find too much stimulation overwhelming. In situations with loud sounds or a large group of people, they may resort to hiding until the situation calms down. Number 11. They attach to one person. So we mentioned earlier that the fact that Maine Coons attach to one person, right? And although this is good for the person who they do attach to, it's not always good for everyone else. See, it doesn't matter what others may do. Your Maine Coon will be friendly, they can be loving, but they will never really share as deep of a bond as with their chosen human. For me, this can be a negative, as I know how our Cody is with me, and it's kind of sad that he won't give others the same love, and they can't see him the way that I see him. Number 12. Greater risk of theft. One unfortunate downside about Maine Coons is that they are often the victims of theft. This is an expensive and highly coveted breed, and criminals are likely to target pedigree cats to sell online. Number 13. They are kittens forever. Many owners love that Maine Coons retain a kitten-like love of play well into adulthood. Most cats grow out of their kitten phase, but Maine Coons seem perpetually fascinated by toys and other stimuli. This is an admirable quality that is usually listed as a positive trait of the breed. However, if you've ever raised kittens, you'll know that as adorable as they are, they're also a lot of work. A Maine Coon might be too playful and too curious for you, especially if you want a calmer cat that can be counted on to not get into trouble all the time. If you're looking for a calm lap cat that's more interested in lounging on the couch and cuddling with you than playing and running around the house, you might be more interested in a breed like the Persian or Ragdoll. Number 13. Maine Coons shed a lot. Maine Coons have lots of furs, and they are great at shedding their fur. They can mess up your home if you don't invest time in grooming them. So if anyone tells you that Maine Coons don't shed a lot is a big lie. However, if you finally get a Maine Coon, then get ready for grooming. You will be doing lots of brushing, vacuuming, and cleaning just to keep their fur from flying around the house. Maine Coon's fur gets to everywhere in your house, especially your food, furniture, clothes, walls, and floors. Their poop can get stocked in the fur around their butts, so be sure to trim the fur around their butts to make life easier for you.